we're still definitely conservative, but like we're like less conservative, I guess. I don't know. It's weird to phrase, but I think that's affected me because I have very strong views and opinions on things, and so whenever I find someone that doesn't share them, I try to understand where they come from. But then, depending on what it is, we clash a lot, and in a conservative town, it happens a lot. I think that's actually only made me more opinionated.
The time and place?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, a lot, because I was born in Wisconsin, and so I guess if I had never moved to California, like my entire life would have been something entirely different, because I never would have played soccer, and then I never would have decided that I hated soccer and done theater, and then I never would have met any of my friends, and then I don't know, maybe I'd play hockey or something, or just eat cheese all the time.
I mean, Visalia, California in the 21st century is a pretty interesting place because it's a very conservative town in a world that's starting to become more liberal with things with like gay rights being like supported and other things like that. And I think it's actually, a lot of people complain about Visalia, but a lot of people don't leave. I mean, it's a nice town, I think. There are a lot worse places to live. And there's a lot of awesome people here, and I'm really grateful that I grew up in a place where there's so many cool people, even though like everyone's beliefs don't really coincide with mine. There's a lot of farmers everywhere, and I don't know a thing about farming. I'm really grateful for everyone that I've met in my life.
Did not wear dresses. I thought they were impractical and they were dumb, and obviously that has changed a lot, but I didn't wear them because, like, okay, I grew up with guy cousins, and so they didn't wear dresses, and because of that, it was a lot of, hey, you can't go climb that tree, you're wearing a dress, and so I just wouldn't wear them. Like, I swore them off for years. And then I hit about 15, and I went, wow, that's really dumb, and pants suck. So now I am still that girl that climbs trees and runs around barefoot, but I do it in a dress. I can.
I don't know. I don't really think it's affected me that much. It's just been, it's been cool. Because I have two older brothers, so I often think about like how different I would be if I didn't have two older brothers. And I think I would be an entirely different person. And I'm very glad that I am not that person. But I mean, really, I don't think that in my family it doesn't really matter what gender you have, except that I don't have to mow the lawn, which is nice.
My family is actually a little backwards as far as like stereotypical gender roles are. My mom does a lot of the work in the family. She's an attorney, so she's not your like typical like 50s mom or whatever, where she's like like cooking and cleaning and all that stuff. Mostly my dad does that stuff, and but my dad is still kind of like demanding with my mom sometimes, and I mean that gets on her nerves obviously, but I'd say that like as far as most people would be concerned, my family isn't traditional, but I don't really care about that. I don't think there's a need for gender roles. There definitely are ones that have been established over time, but I feel like that's slowly being undone as time continues to progress, which is what usually happens with like tradition and stuff.
Major conflict that shaped me was my parents split when I was little, when I was in like first grade, and then so like that kind of rocked my world and took a lot of getting used to, and I was like really pretty used to it by second grade because I mean like kids are adaptive, and then the thing is at the end of second grade they decided to get back together. I don't know why, honestly. But because of that, I think it kind of always put me on edge. Like those, and then they split up again in 7th grade. So I think those years between like 2nd and 7th, I kind of spent like on edge about everything, and a lot of that is still there with like anxiety and stuff. And so I think that a lot of the, like every time they would argue, I would be like, oh my god, it's happening again. And then when it finally did, I totally expected it because I went through all the stuff the first time. So I think that shaped me a lot.
It's turned me into someone that does not like conflict. I think I'm very anti-conflict because I I get very anxious when people are angry, and I don't have like, and like my family isn't like an angry family, but when we do get upset with each other, it turns into like a place that I really just don't want to be at or near. Like I don't want to be around conflict because I don't think I can handle it. Like I get very anxious and freaked out, and I'm not good at handling myself when I'm supposed to be like, I don't know, yeah.
I feel like conflict I really hate conflict as a person. I'm a very forgiving person. I don't like holding grudges and stuff. I'm like, if something happens to me, like I'll talk to the person about it, like, okay, whatever, it's done, let's move on, let's forget this ever happened, blah, blah, blah. But other people I've learned are not as forgiving as I am. And it's like, I've lost friends because of it, I've gained friends because of it. And I don't know, it's definitely shaped me as a person, but I can't exactly explain how.
Now, I would describe myself as lots of different adjectives. You know, singer, dancer, actor, you know, in musicals and whatnot, as well as writer for fun, and I just, you know, generally a creator. I would like to describe myself that way because I love to create things.
I don't know. I don't think I would. I think I'm really undefined by the things that because I'm in high school. Like the things that really shape you are the things that you get involved in and the people that you involve yourself with. And so I think my friends really define me, and the like choir and theater and reading, I guess, are just things that I consider to be part of me and my family. I don't really know who I am because I don't really know what I want to do with my life. And so what I'm doing with it right now kind of just turns me into the person that I am, maybe. I don't know if that makes sense.
I'm kind of nervous and anxious for life to continue to happen. I feel like in the past couple of weeks, everything's kind of like grinded to a halt, even though singles almost doing it and stuff like that. I'm just really looking forward to like something that just kicks things off and changes everything.
In the future, it's gonna change, probably, like, inevitably, like, you know, one day, but like it's gonna change in a way, hopefully, that I want it to change, you know, like one day I want to be a wife, I want to be a mother.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, yeah, because, yeah, I mean, yeah, it'll change because, I mean, you make new friends and you lose friends, and then you start doing different things with your life, and I wasn't the same person. I definitely wouldn't have defined myself like that a couple years ago, and granted, like, I was in like 7th grade, so I don't really know what I was talking about, but I still don't, and I don't know, when I'm older, like, I think I'm gonna maybe have a better idea of who I am, or at least that's the plan, because maybe I'll have a better idea of who I want to be, and so that'll be something that defines me as my goals, and right now I'm just kind of drifting because I don't really know what I want to do with my life.
Definitely. People do things in life, and like people do things they remember forever, things that they regret, things that they like that they would do again, all that stuff, and it's just this constant like cycle of human being, like being a human being. It's making mistakes, learning from them, and trying to make yourself a better person. And people's moods and personalities are constantly changing, especially as their setting changes.